The entertainment world is mourning the tragic loss of Malcolm-Jamal Warner, best known for his role on The Cosby Show, after the actor died in an accidental drowning at the age of 54. Nearly 3 weeks after his passing, Malcolm's mother, Pamela Warner, has broken her silence, releasing a heartfelt statement that captures both the pain of her loss and the pride she feels for the man her son became. In her emotional Instagram message shared on August 8, Pamela described her son as a kind, loving man with a huge heart for humanity, noting that he was always committed to encouraging others to discover their inner strength and realize their potential. Needless to say, our hearts are heavy with the loss of Malcolm, Pamela began. He wanted all to be aware of their inner strength and that they could succeed, accomplish, and transform. Calling him exceptional in every sense, she painted a vivid picture of the man beyond the screen, not just a beloved actor, but also a mentor, a confidant, a teacher, and a friend. He was not only my son, she wrote, but also my teacher, coach, confidant, business partner, and best friend. He was the son that his father was immensely proud of and loved fiercely and unconditionally. Pamela's tribute reflected the profound impact Malcolm had on everyone he met. She spoke of the indelible mark he left on the world and on countless hearts, adding that all who crossed paths with him, even briefly, were better for the encounter. Her words painted him as a man whose kindness was matched only by his passion for uplifting others, a man who lived his life in service of connecting with people on a deeper level. For Pamela, the bond she shared with Malcolm was beyond that of a typical parent and child. She considered it an honor and blessing to have been his mother, describing herself as blessed that he had chosen her to be his mother and to come into the world through the waters of her womb. The imagery was deeply symbolic, foreshadowing the way Malcolm would tragically depart from life. Her statement also sought to comfort the many friends, colleagues, and fans grappling with the shock of his sudden death. For those of you who are at a loss, pained by the suddenness of his departure, ache for his presence, or just to hear his voice one more time, to see his beatific smile one more time, be comforted that he was at peace and, more importantly, he did not suffer. She closed this portion of her tribute with an emotional reflection. Malcolm was birthed through water and he transitioned through water. He departed as he arrived, through water. This was his time. His mission on earth had been completed. The symbolism in her words resonated deeply with fans, many of whom have followed Malcolm's career for decades and saw in him not just a talented actor, but a man of great heart and humanity. Pamela Warner's statement wasn't just a reflection on her personal loss, it was also an effort to preserve and celebrate the legacy her son leaves behind. Just days before speaking publicly about his passing, Pamela launched the Malcolm-Jamal Warner Living Legacy Instagram page on August 6. Through this platform, she hopes to honor the life, career, and spirit of her son, ensuring that his contributions to both the entertainment industry and the lives he touched will never be forgotten. In her statement, Pamela shared that Malcolm had always been deeply passionate about his craft. He was in love with the magic of being an actor, always studying and honing his craft, she wrote. This dedication had been a defining trait of his career, from his breakthrough role as Theodore Huxtable on The Cosby Show to the many television, film, and stage projects that followed. He was more than just a familiar face from a beloved sitcom, he was a true student of the art form, continually evolving and seeking to perfect his skills. The timeline of events surrounding his tragic death has added to the heartbreak felt by those who knew him. According to Costa Rican authorities, Malcolm was vacationing in the Limon province with loved ones on July 20 when disaster struck. He was swimming at Playa Cockles, a scenic but notoriously unpredictable beach, when a strong current pulled him out into deeper water. Officials from Costa Rica's Judicial Investigation Agency later revealed that Malcolm's daughter had been with him on the beach, though only he and a friend decided to go into the water. It was at that moment that they were swept away by the current, and the friend managed to get out, the agency said in a statement released on July 24. However, Mr. Warner was unable to get out and was pulled out by several people on the beach. He received care from Red Cross officials but was pronounced dead at the scene. The quick and tragic sequence of events has been described as a heartbreaking reminder of the unpredictable dangers of the ocean. Pamela's statement emphasized that, despite the circumstances, her son did not suffer. For many fans and loved ones, that knowledge has provided some measure of solace amid the grief. Her description of his passing as a peaceful transition, as he arrived, through water, has also resonated deeply, offering a sense of closure rooted in both spirituality and symbolism. As news of Malcolm's death spread, tributes poured in from friends, co-stars, and fans across the globe. Many remembered him not only for his acting talents but also for his kindness, generosity, and unwavering dedication to his family. Pamela's words echoed this sentiment, portraying a man who balanced his career with a deep commitment to the people he loved. the Living Legacy page is already becoming a central place for people to share their memories, express their condolences, and celebrate the man who brought joy to millions. Through stories, photos, and tributes, Pamela hopes to capture the full scope of her son's life, not just the public persona, but the private, compassionate, and driven man she knew so well. In doing so, she ensures that Malcolm's story will continue to inspire long after his untimely passing. As the world continues to mourn Malcolm-Jamal Warner's untimely passing, many are revisiting the incredible journey that defined his 54 years on Earth. While his sudden death has left a void in the entertainment industry, his life story is one of perseverance, talent, and a deep commitment to uplifting others. Malcolm rose to fame in the mid-1980s when he landed the role of Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. For 8 seasons, audiences watched him grow up on screen, portraying a relatable, humorous, and heartwarming character that made him a household name. The series became one of television's most influential and beloved sitcoms, and Malcolm's natural charm made Theo a fan favorite. Despite the overwhelming fame that came with the role, Malcolm navigated his early success with humility, a trait his mother, Pamela, often praised. Following the end of The Cosby Show in 1992, Malcolm faced the challenge many child actors encounter, proving himself beyond his breakout role. He succeeded with grace, taking on a diverse range of projects in television, film, and theater. From his work on shows like Malcolm and Eddie and Read Between the Lines to his recurring roles on Suits, American Horror Story, and The Resident, he showcased his versatility and range. He also earned critical acclaim for his stage performances, further cementing his reputation as a serious, dedicated actor. But Malcolm's impact went far beyond his acting. He was a director, producer, musician, and poet, using multiple creative outlets to express himself. His spoken-word poetry often carried messages of empowerment, resilience, and social awareness, reflecting his belief in the power of art to inspire change. Pamela's statement that her son wanted all to be aware of their inner strength was not just a reflection of his personal values, it was a philosophy he lived and breathed in his work. In addition to his creative pursuits, Malcolm was known for his kindness and generosity in his personal life. Friends and colleagues often spoke of his willingness to mentor younger actors, offering advice and encouragement to those trying to make their way in the industry. He valued authenticity and encouraged others to stay true to themselves, no matter the pressures of Hollywood. The tributes that have poured in since his passing speak volumes about the kind of man he was. Co-stars have described him as a joy to work with, a consummate professional, and someone who brought warmth and laughter to every set. Fans have shared personal stories of meeting him at events, recalling how he took the time to connect with them in meaningful ways. Pamela's decision to create the Malcolm-Jamal Warner Living Legacy page is a continuation of the work her son began, building a community rooted in creativity, compassion, and purpose. Through this platform, not only will his career be remembered, but so too will his unwavering belief in humanity's ability to grow, overcome, and transform. While the pain of his loss is still fresh, the life Malcolm lived serves as a reminder that true legacy is measured not by years, but by impact. In his 54 years, he managed to touch countless lives, both on and off screen, a legacy that will endure for generations. In the days since Malcolm-Jamal Warner's passing, fans, friends, and family have been holding tightly to the memories that defined his extraordinary life. While the shock of losing him so suddenly still lingers, there is a shared determination to celebrate his accomplishments, his spirit, and the profound effect he had on those who knew him, whether personally or through his work. Pamela Warner's moving tribute has been a guiding light for those struggling to process the loss. Her words, filled with both sorrow and gratitude, remind everyone that Malcolm's journey was complete, that his life's mission had been fulfilled, and that he left this world at peace. The symbolism in her statement, that Malcolm was birthed through water and transitioned through water, resonates deeply with many, offering a poetic sense of closure in the midst of grief. The creation of the Malcolm-Jamal Warner Living Legacy Instagram page has already begun to serve as a digital gathering place for memories, stories, and reflections. Fans have been posting clips from The Cosby Show, behind-the-scenes photos from his later projects, and personal anecdotes about meeting him. This online tribute not only preserves his legacy but also keeps alive the values he stood for: kindness, perseverance, artistic excellence, and human connection. His passing has also sparked conversations in Hollywood and beyond about water safety, particularly in open seas. Malcolm's tragic accident at Playa Cockles, a location known for strong currents, has brought renewed attention to the dangers of rip tides and the importance of swimming precautions. While this was never the way his story should have ended, many hope that his loss can at least serve as a reminder that even experienced swimmers can be caught off guard by the ocean's power. In the weeks ahead, there are plans for both private and public memorials to honor Malcolm's life. Former co-stars, directors, and collaborators are expected to gather to share stories, laughter, and tears in remembrance of the man they knew. Several of his longtime friends in the industry have already hinted at future projects dedicated to him, possibly a scholarship fund for young actors or a stage production in his memory. What stands out most in the wake of his passing is how consistent the narrative about him has been. Malcolm was a man of integrity, warmth, and remarkable talent. He was more than just Theo Huxtable, the character who first introduced him to the world. He was a multifaceted artist, a devoted father, a loyal friend, and a man who carried himself with humility despite decades in the spotlight. As Pamela so beautifully expressed, it was an honor and a blessing to be Malcolm's mother. And for millions of fans, it was an honor and a blessing simply to witness his work and his light. Though the final chapter of his life has been written, his story will continue to inspire, a testament to the idea that a person's true measure is found not in how they leave this world, but in how they live while they are here. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's name will forever be etched in the hearts of those he touched. And as long as people share his story, watch his performances, and carry forward his messages of hope and humanity, his legacy will never fade.